This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, and today we are going to quickly look at how to research C-SNP and D-SNP plans. C-SNP is chronic condition special needs plan, and D-SNP is dual eligible special needs plan. Dual eligible meaning they have access to both Medicare and Medicaid. I'm just going to pause for 5 seconds so that you can look over our disclaimers. Very important. Please scroll back if you didn't get a chance to read them out. Okay, so what type of information do you need to begin helping someone? First and foremost, you need the permission to call and the signed scope of an appointment form, whether it's digitally, whether it's a wet signature, or whether it's a voice signature. You need it prior to a conversation. You need to know their zip code in their county. I cannot emphasize enough how imperative it is to know the county. We get calls from agents all the time. Joe, can you help us out? I need to know what to do. Here's their information. I reply with the zip code falls into 3 counties. What is their county? Their reply is, I don't know. I have to call and find out. So everything gets put on hold. Very, 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 very important. If they're entitled to Medicare A and B, you want to know when it begins. This will help you out with election periods. Always ask for dates. If they're turning age 65, what are they currently doing now for health care? It is not required, but it will be very helpful for you making a recommendation. If they're over 65, you want to know precisely what plan they have now, precisely. And if they're not sure, ask them to pull out their medical ID card. Easiest way to find out. You can ask them if they have end-stage renal disease or any other chronic condition that may give them eligibility to enroll in a C-SNP plan. Most common ones are diabetes, heart disease, COPD, and those are the main ones. And then you can ask about their income. You know, they might be eligible if they're not already qualified for extra help, Medicare buy-in, or Medicaid. But this particular module is going to just kind of look about how you find particular types of plans. Always work backwards, not forward. Very, very important. Most agents are prone to go in the plans they represent, talk about the features and benefits. It is a moot point if they are on medications that are not on the plan's formularies, or if their doctors are not in the networks or only in one network. So personally, do not get into the features and benefits of anything you offer until you understand your prospects' medications and their doctors, and you have ample time to do your research. You want to let them know that you will first determine which plans will give them the best deals on their medicine. From there, you'll narrow it down to 2 or 3. And then from those 2 or 3, you will take a look and see which of those their doctors will accept or participate in the networks. I posted in our group, Medicare for the Final Expense Community, how to look up doctors and networks. So I would highly suggest you go and find those links and bookmark them because you're going to need them. Once you've analyzed which plans are a good fit, you will then help them choose one. And be sure to give them the required documents, summary of benefits, star ratings, website links, phone numbers, and all that other fun stuff. And then you are required to go over all the benefits of the plan, discuss all the pitfalls, explain the coverage gap, deductibles, cost sharing, limitations, network copays, literally everything. A good rule of thumb is to go over all the summary of benefits and then ask them to repeat back to you what they thought sounded a little scary or anything that they needed a better explanation on. And they'll usually kind of chime in and say, well, I thought I heard you say that there's a prescription drug deductible. Can you go over that again? Or they'll say, I thought I heard you say that there was an out-of-network benefit deductible for a PPO. Can you go over that again? Can you explain to me what that means? So it's very, very important that you do that. So where do you start? We utilize Medicare.gov as the place to go. You can enter in all their medications. Medicare will create a login for them, and you can kind of record that in the file or write it down. You can choose the pharmacy or pharmacies that the client favors, or you may consider changing it over to mail order if it meant saving money. Understand medicines are priced like any other commodity, supply versus demand. Once you zero in on 1 or 2 plan options, you're going to go to the plan-specific website for doctor checking. I said this just before. Good rule of thumb is always, 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 I cannot emphasize the importance of this. Always Google the doctor's name or Bing or whatever search engine you use. Find the doctor on the internet. Turn to your client and say, is this the doctor that you go see on such and such boulevard? And make the client say yes. Write the doctor's name down in its entirety and the doctor's zip code. When you go to do a search, search by the doctor's zip code, not the client's. And make sure when you put in the doctor's name, you can go last name, you can go first name, last name, try all the different variations until you find that doctor. I can't even tell you how many times I get a call from an agent saying they can't find any plan the doctor takes, and they got the doctor's name spelled wrong because they took the word of the client. Never, never, never do that. Always, always, always verify. And then if they're on an existing Medicare plan, their existing Medicare beneficiary, you can utilize Medicare.gov to determine whether or not they've been awarded extra help or confirm if they're already enrolled in an existing or a future plan. So how do we do that? We go to Medicare.gov. Right here, there's a green box that says Find Health and Drug Plans. Put in the zip code. I'm going to just use mine. You want to click Find Plans. Now here's the key. The key is right here. So in the top box, I always click Original Medicare. Okay. In the middle box, since this is a conversation about how to look up C-SNP and D-SNP plans for dual eligibles, you want to click the area here where it says I get extra help from Medicare. So you go ahead and click right here. Okay. And then would you like to add drugs? Yes. So very important that if you want to see plans that are eligible to people with Medicare and Medicaid, you have to click this one. It's very, very, very important. Without clicking it, you're not going to see any of the plans. So continue to my plan results. All right, type in the name of the drug. I'm just going to plug one in. All right, metformin. And then we'll do 1,000 milligrams twice a day. I've shown this in other videos. I trust you've watched them at this point. They will give you a drug list ID right here. You want to record that number and you want to record the date. You want to record the number and you want to record the date. Why? Let's start over. Put in the zip code. Oh, you know, I didn't record the number and the date. That's terrible. All right, hold on.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so after I told you to record the number, I didn't do it myself, but I did it this time. So you're going to go back in like you just started. You have the number already recorded. You plug it in over there. You have the date, which obviously was today. You click Retrieve My Drug List, and there it is, metformin, already listed. And if they had more drugs, of course, it would be there as well. So my drug list is complete. We're going to pick the pharmacies. They happen to like Publix, and they happen to like Walgreens. Continue to plan results. Now, here's the key. We are looking up how to look up C and D SNP plans. Now, regular Medicare Advantage plans, not special needs plans. In this particular area, in my county, there are 34 plans available. To add special needs plans, there's a little checkbox here, third from the bottom on the left. I'll try to highlight it so you can see it. Special needs plans, you hit the plus sign. And there's three options that pop up. Plans for people who are eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, plans for people with certain chronic or disabling conditions, or plans for people in certain long-term care facilities. Now, I'm going to show you something really quick. Now, if you didn't click Medicaid earlier on, this option would be not available. You wouldn't be able to click the box here. But because you click Medicaid in the beginning, it opens this up here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to see how many chronic or disabling condition plans are available in this county. So there's 34 plans available, regular MAPD plans. We're going to see how many chronic or disabling. So I'm going to update the plan results. And we jump from 34 to 39. So there are 5 chronic condition plans in the area. So if you were just looking for a chronic condition plan for the individual, you would just only click the chronic condition. You would continue to plan results. Remember in my previous videos, another cardinal rule of this is you want to click, if there's more than 10 plans, you want to scroll to the right and you want to click view all. Cardinal rule, cardinal rule. Move down a little bit, and then you want to start to look for these special needs plans. Obviously, our conversation is centered around chronic condition. So anything S&P, because of what we're doing right now, is going to be indigenous to chronic condition. Here's another S&P. Look at this one. This one's for COPD. Kind of scroll down a little bit. Here's another S&P plan. So we found 3 so far. Here's the 4th one, and then the 5th one. And that's probably going to be your common one for S&Ps is going to be diabetes. You'll see that more often in larger counties than smaller counties, but for the most part, when you're dealing in the chronic condition market, if somebody has diabetes, there is more likely a plan that you'll be able to offer to them that's very specific to diabetes. It doesn't mean that this is going to be the best plan for them. It just means that this is a plan that they can get into in the middle of the year, or a plan that will help them out. If somebody's on insulin, a diabetic chronic condition plan would be helpful. So let's go back to where we were just before. And now we want to do not special needs plans, we want to do Medicare and Medicaid plans, dual special needs. So let's go back to our starting point, 34 plans available. Now we're going to click on plans for people with Medicare and Medicaid, update plan results, and we jump from 34 to 56. So we go from 34 to 56. So in my county, there are 22 individual plans that are specific to people with both Medicare and Medicaid. Remember the rule, view all, and then you start to scroll down and try to find the insurance companies that you are contracted with. This is a Humana-owned company. So if you have a Florida license in Humana, you can sell this guy right here. And just got a 5 stars as well. So you can put people into this year-round. But here's a S&P plan, and you can see there's quite a few. Just about every carrier in our state will put together a chronic special needs plan. Second thing you got to be wary of too, you got to make sure if you're going to recommend a particular insurance company that it's a commissionable plan. Some insurance companies do not pay commissions on their special needs plans. Like I can tell you this one right here, this particular plan, this exact plan here, the RP1, is a non-commissionable plan in the entire state of Florida. However, this one here, the RP, is a commissionable plan. So non-commissionable and commissionable. Very, very important you know that, because it happens to everybody. They put them in a plan, and then they go to call the insurance company for their commissions, and the insurance company says, well, what are you talking about? It's a non-commissionable plan. And then the smack of the forehead happens because they didn't look at and see which plans are non-commissionable in that state or that county. So very, very important. You could always reach out to me, and I'll give you an email of the different plans. But that's exactly how you do it. You utilize Medicare.gov. As you know, you can pair the two together. I'll show you guys a neat little trick you can do. Let me just pull this special needs plan, and let me pull the other one. Where are you? All right, so I'll just pick this one. All right, so then you can do this little compare button, compare plans. And I'm sure many of you know this already. You can do the side-by-side Medicare health benefits. Now, obviously, they're special needs, so everything should be zeros if they're dual special needs. Medications, there might be some pricing for it depending on what their medication is. We put in metformin, so it looks like this plan here charges the $3.40 for the metformin. Here it's free. So you got to pay attention to that. Just because somebody has Medicaid, it doesn't mean all their meds are free. But here's what's cool. What you can do down here below. Where is it? There's a little report you can run, or at least you used to be able to run. I thought you could. Let me open up the individual plan. There used to be a quick little report you can run. What you could do with drug plans. Well, I'm not giving up here. Let me pull up a quick drug plan. I know this has nothing to do with how to look up D-SNPs and whatnot, but there's a cool little report you can run. I personally do mostly Medicare supplements. I don't do a lot of Medicare Advantage, so I'm not entirely used to on here. So pull up a prescription drug plan really quick. And there's a cool little report you can run right here. You can print up the drug list for the consumer. See, metformin shows up with no name. You can do a plan report and see what the estimated cost would be at each of the different pharmacies versus mail order and print it up. And it kind of breaks it down. It's a good deliverable to the client. It's Medicare approved. Gives all the details. It has the drug list ID on it, the password date. Same thing with this one. It's got the drug list ID and the password date. What a lot of people do when they're doing drug plans is they'll print this up and save it in the client's file. You can save it this way, save as PDF. I know that I went off on a tangent a bit, but this concludes the training video. Second one I did today, so I'm a little bit off right now, but just a few pointers here. If you are not in our network and you want to be, reach out to us. If there's anything you saw here and you want to learn more about it, let us know. And finally, if there's any insurance companies that you see here and you want to get more information on, certainly let us know. Y'all have a good day.